Good morning, students. Today I will explain subject Computer Studies, Standard 11th, Chapter number 4, Introduction to Layers, Part 2. So today's I will explain practical. This chapter is also a 70 to 80% practical. So I have explained. So listen carefully. Uh, we want to give a gradient effect to a circle layer. Perform the step mentioned to achieve gradient effect. First, you create a new file. Create two circles of different size using the circle tool. Keep the color of the circle as white so as to see the effect of gradient. So figure 4.1 shows these two circles. Next step, select the gradient tool from toolbox and select the outline color of your choice. Here we have selected the outline color as red. Now drag the gradient over the area as shown in figure 4.2. This is a figure 4.2 is a add gradient. Next step, you see the entire canvas is covered by the gradient as in figure 4.3. This can be useful if you want to use the gradient as the background layer, but we want the gradient to be applied only onto the object. So this is a site for figure 4.3 effect of gradient on the canvas. Next, select the gradient layer and go to the params panel, that means the parameter panels. That is a bottom side panel. You can see blend method, parameters, and blend mode defines how to the image is layered on everything below it. By default, the setting is composite, which simply display the content of the layer in the blend method parameters. Change the setting to straight on 2 as shown figure 4.4. Now you can see that the gradient is applied to the object layers below it, but we want the gradient to be applied only to a single object and not all the object below the gradient layer. For this we will using encapsulations. So encapsulations means grouping these together. If you want to apply gradient to a particular object or a group of object, then we need to encapsulate them into a layer. Thus using encapsulation, we can apply the gradient to one layer without applying it to the layer beneath it. I will also explain in the previous session. So in our example, we need to select the gradient and the object to which the gradient is to be applied and encapsulate them together. So that is a slide for figure number 4.4, use of straight onto blend method. And the next slide, select the gradient layer and the circle layer. Press the hold key, control key to select two layers. on which we want to apply the gradient, and then right click and then encapsulate. This will create a new layer, name in inline canvas as shown in figure 4.5. You can see a small triangle near the inline canvas. Click on this and the inline canvas will expand to show you the two layers, gradient and circle, as given the figure 4.6 and figure 4.7. So the canvas with gradient applied only to the smaller circle. So that is a slide for figure number 4.5, inline canvas layer created, and figure 4.6, that is a expanded inline canvas layer. And figure number 4.7, the canvas showing the gradient effect after encapsulations. Thus we have seen how to gradient is applied to the object using encapsulation. To make it more clear, let us add one more circle using the circle tool as shown in figure 4.8. So this slide is figure 4.8, creating a new circle layer. Now drag this new circle layer into the inline canvas layer, and we place the circle layer just below the gradient layer, and the effect will be as shown in figure 4.9. Here you can see the gradient is applied to all the object inside the encapsulate area. So that is a slide for figure 4.9, new circle layer placed below the gradient layer. So that is the effect of a gradient. If we repositions the gradient layer using the lower layer button as shown in figure 4.10a, the gradient will now be applicable to only one of the circle layer. In other words, we can say that the gradient layer has an effect on only the layers that are below it in the encapsulated area. Figure 4.10b shows the effect of this repositioning. So the first figure 4.10a, that is a reposition gradient layer, and the figure 4.10b, that is a effect of repositioning gradient layer. So the important point to remember here is that a layer can only modify the data that it gets from the layer directly below it. For example, if we use a blur layer on top of the layer inside the inline canvas, and it would just blur the inline canvas layer and not every layer that lies under the inline canvases. So first practical is over, that is a gradient effect of a circle. And next rotation on a specific path, that is a second example, that is the second practical. Using the concept of encapsulation, let us discuss another example of a ball around, around a particular path. In our animation example of the circle moving from left to right described in previous chapter, and we defined the starting point and the ending point. Here syncing automatically assume the path of B straight. But in our example, we want to move the object as per our defining path. Follow the steps mentioned the create a user defined path. So first point, create a new file, and next let us first create our path for rotation using the beeline tool, and select the beeline tool and draw an oval shape path as shown in figure 4.11. In the tool options panel, select only the create outline beeline option. This point is very important, remember. So that is a figure 4.11, creation of path using beeline tools. And the right hand sides, the panel, vertical panels, you can select only create outline beeline option. Next step, select the transform tool to finish the beeline. Otherwise pressing escape will clear the beeline. Now select the circle tool using the palette editor and select a color of your choice and draw a circle on the canvas as shown in figure 4.12. So select the uh, yellow color and create a small circle in a canvas. So that is a figure 4.12, create the circle. Next step, let us add a new rotate layer above the circle layer. In the layers panel, select the circle layer and then right click and then new layer and then transform and then rotate. This will add a new layer named rotate above the circle layer as so in figure 4.13a and 4.13b. That is a figure 4.13a, new rotate layer above the circle layer, and the figure 4.13b layer panel showing rotate layer above the circle layer. So first layer is a new line beeline, second layer is a circle, and third layer is a rotate. Next step, as we need to rotate the circle, we have added a rotate layer above the circle layer. Now we will encapsulate the circle layer and rotate layer. To select both the layer and click on the rotate layer in the layer panels. Press shift and select a circle layer. Right click and select encapsulate. Thus the rotate and the circle layer are encapsulated into a layer. Name inline canvas, you can change the name of the encapsulated layer. Figure 4.14 shows the encapsulated layer inline canvas. Select the rotate and the circle layer and bring their positioning duck, that is a green duck, near to one another as shown in figure 4.15. That is a slide for figure 4.15, dragging the green dog near to one another. And the next, select the inline canvas layer and select its positioning dog, that is a green dog, and hold the control key and choose the rotate layer. Continue to hold the control key and select the blue dot on the rotation layer. Continue to hold the control key and select the beeline layer. Now right click on the beeline in the canvas where you want to the circle to start from. Select the option link to beeline. Link to beeline features is used to attach a vertex of an object to the vertex of a beeline. The vertex gets stuck to the beeline vertex and can be moved along with it. Figure 4.16 shows the effect of using link to beeline option. That is a slide for figure 4.16, link to beeline option selected. Next, click on the small triangle near the inline canvas layer to close it. Select the inline canvas layer as shown in figure 4.17, that is select inline canvas layer. And next, turn on the animation editing mode in figure 4.18. You can see the red line around the canvas indicating that the animation mode is on. Drag the circle a little bit using the positioning duck, that is a green duck, to record the starting position on the 0f mark in the timeline as in figure 4.18. You can see a waypoint is added at 0f mark. That is a waypoint and animate editing mode is on. Now click on 5s marks in the timeline and drag the circle in anti-clockwise direction using the positioning duck, that is a green duck, till you reach the ending point of the beeline. Figure 4.19a, that is a 0f. Figure 4.19b, that is 1s. Figure 4.19c, that is 2s. Figure 4.19d, that is 3s. Figure 4.19c, that is 4s. And figure 4.19f is a 5s. So the figure 4.19a, B, C, D, E and F shows the circle dragging from starting point to ending point, and the timeline in each image shows the position of the circle at the particular times. And do not drag the circle directly to the end point by moving in clockwise direction. this will not record properly the position of the circle at different timing locations. And next, click on play to preview the animation. You can see the circle moving in the anti-clockwise directions, and save and rendering the file. Figure 4.20 show the output as viewed using a web browser. That is a output display in a web browser. In anti-clockwise, the circle is moving in the path. This chapter is over. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.